Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the Daily Forecast for Monday, May 27th, 2024. Good morning and happy Moon's Day, everyone. We have a waning gibbous moon. We are in the midst of Gemini season, the Celtic tree month of Hawthorn, deer season, Pluto retrograde, and today is, of course, Memorial Day. For our astrology, the sun is in Gemini, mutable air representing communication. The moon begins the day, third quarter Capricorn, cardinal earth sign representing ambition. Then at 3:02 p.m. Central Time, it goes void, of course. And then at 3:45 p.m. Central Time, it enters third quarter Aquarius, a fixed air sign, and it represents stubbornness. Mercury is in Taurus, fixed earth sign representing practicality. Venus is in Gemini, mutable air representing the spendthrift. Mars is in Aries, cardinal fire, representing initiative. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing nostalgia. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing practicality. Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. And Pluto is retrograding Aquarius, fixed air, meaning we need to examine our intentions and remember the Pluto retrograde mantra of reflect, heal, and evolve. So we have a waning gibbous, which means for this moon's part of the moon cycle, we need to be releasing, we need to be banishing, and we need to be journaling and reflecting. For the Aquarius moon that's coming, we need to remember to do socialize, do group projects, do seek wisdom, but don't get too personal, don't be too predictable, and don't get too idealistic. Now, on this day of the moon, we know that today is Memorial Day, and that is the time to honor those who have fallen in battle. I think we should have the solemn proceedings for the morning while the moon is in Capricorn, and that's a little bit more in alignment with that sense of the Capricorn moon. And then later the afternoon, once we shift into Aquarius, we can go into this more lighthearted mood, focused upon good memories, especially if we have family members who gave their life in the service. And also when we're starting to gather with family and friends for, traditional barbecue that many of us seem to have. So solemn occasions for the morning in Capricorn, the more fun part of the day when the moon goes into Aquarius this afternoon. Our tarot card today is the Wheel of Fortune, and the key words to focus on are challenges, opportunity, spiritual lessons, and avenue of exploration. And with it being Memorial Day, I imagine there will be some contemplation about just how that Wheel of Fortune, it's always moving, and you never know what's going to quite come of it. Sometimes external events culminate in a certain direction, and we're in a particular time, we're in a particular place, and our fate is very much determined by that external force that's going on. So whatever comes our way, trying to look for opportunities rather than, oh my goodness, there's this obstacle and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And thinking more so about, okay, there's this obstacle that has opened up these possibilities. This has perhaps simplified my options. Looking at more so of, okay, I'm going to decide what to do about it. There can be spiritual lessons depending upon how the wheel is turning for us in our own lives. And looking for those lessons rather than looking for escape. That's usually going to be more beneficial to us in the long run. And then sometimes the wheel, it turns and we are faced with this new avenue of exploration of saying, this path was not previously available to you, or you didn't have time, or you weren't interested, but now is the right moment. So go down that path and see what comes of it. So depending upon where you are, who you are, what's going on in life, what life stage you're at, the Wheel of Fortune can portend a lot of different things today. So just be aware, and just when the energy seems to present to you what this is going to mean for you, just go down that path. Now, today's Celtic Triad reads, there are three foundations of law and custom: order, justice, and peace. So without order, an accepted order of how things are done, you can have no law, you can have no customs, you can have no society, because you have to have some structure in order for those things to exist. And then justice, without common and consistent standards of justice, there's only the brutality of might makes right, and what direction political winds happen to be blowing at any given time. That's the reason why so many people are deeply concerned about what's going on in our political realm and with the court system and with the government, both executively, legislatively, everything that's going on, is saying, because there aren't common and consistent standards, certainly not the ones that are being applied. People are making things up as they go along. They're coloring outside of the lines. They're doing whatever they think they can do, and they're seeing how long they can get away with it. And that creates instability. It means that we don't have meaningful law. It means that we don't have shared customs, and that breaks us down as a people. So it is very dangerous, and we're right to be concerned with that. And then peace. Constant conflict is very destructive, especially if it's petty conflict, if it's avoidable conflict. And we have a lot of those, and we have a lot of people, because they benefit from the conflict amongst ourselves monetarily. They gain power in some sense because people are in conflict with one another, and so they want to keep that going because it's good for them. But it's not good for us as a society. It's not good for us as individuals, and it leaves us vulnerable to a great many things. So I think, given the climate in which we're in, I think seeking to join together with the like-minded so we can have an agreed upon order, so we understand what we're all talking about when we talk about justice, so that we can have peace, at least amongst ourselves, that can help us create an oasis of sanity amidst other people who their sole goal is to create problems and to tear things apart and to destroy things to the point where they can have a basis upon which to establish and entrench themselves more firmly into power. We need to be very careful right now, and we need to be very conscious about who are our friends and who our enemies are. Now, today's magical intention, in a complete mood shift from what I was just talking about, is gratitude. For that, we have the color ivory, the plant sage, the animal turkey, and the crystal is the quartz. And I would like to stress that gratitude is really a practice. It is a conscious choice, not just an automatic reaction. Now, sometimes it can be a very automatic reaction, but however, we live in a society that has cultivated ingratitude for a very, very long time. So, more often than not, and as part of our own personal healing process, we're going to start needing to practice gratitude in a very conscious, I mean to, I am going to do this kind of way. And it may feel a bit awkward at first. It may not necessarily be well received in all quarters, because a lot of people, they like wallowing in their own misery, and misery does love company. So they try to drag people into that as well. So practicing gratitude can actually be a pretty radical act. And there is always something to feel grateful about, even when things are going wrong. So just tossing that out there for today. Now, for the pagan practice, it's Monday, so of course, honor a lunar deity. It is because it's Memorial Day, honor fallen soldiers. It's very important to give those who are the defenders and protectors of a society their proper respect. And observing Memorial Day is part of that. And of course, there are many pagans who have served in the military, both past and present. And thankfully, legal battles have been won so that their proper religious symbols can be shown on their gravestones. And they were fighting for all of us, not just those of us who share their faith, but they were really fighting for the nation as a whole, and showing respect for that and holding our own ceremonies, establishing pagan ways of conducting Memorial Day ceremonies. I think that's something that we can bring to the broader culture, and also show that, we have different faiths from many of our neighbors, but we share this priority to honor the honorable dead, and to be full participants in our society. We need to start figuring out ways to weave things together with other people. But also, this is a good day to take some time for contemplation if we possibly can. Also, to journal about your plans for the summer season, because again, June is right around the corner. And you might also place some selenite in your bedroom today to cleanse the energies of that room, but also to cleanse your personal energies, particularly if you've been having distressing dreams lately. Past couple of days, before recording on Twitter, I've noticed a lot of people talking about upsetting dreams, nightmares, and even night terrors that they've been experiencing. So if you happen to find yourself in a similar boat, or you're just feeling a more anxiety than what you ordinarily do, selenite can go a long way towards getting that energy out of your system and out of your environment. Now, for today's journal prompt, brainstorm an Astara-themed hand fasting. Astara is one of those times where I feel like you have a lot to a material to work with, because the balance between the light and the dark and the physical realm, that can also be representative of the balance between the male and the female, the coming together of opposing opposites, and also springtime. It's that. The perfect moment for new beginnings. So I think you could do some pretty fun stuff with that. So hope you enjoy that. And of course, let me know what you think about all this in the comments below, or send me an email at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com. I'd be happy to hear from you. But I will leave you to the rest of your day. Have a very good Memorial Day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.